So the first thing that we need to put, these are things that we need to know in our branding. These are the steps to actually do a branding plan. The first one is your SWOT analysis that we just did. Know your marketing mix. What is your vision and mission? Because not only companies or organizations have vision and mission. Each one of us has to have a vision and mission. Who's your audience and your elevator pitch? Do we know what's an elevator pitch?
Just a few
60
seconds.
30 to 60 seconds. It's the time it takes you in an elevator from the top floor to the down floor to tell someone who you are, what you do, and what value do you offer. You have to have it like that. So who has their elevator pitch ready? Okay. We're here today to learn all that, right? Okay. This is the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis, like we did it, is SWOT. The top SW is internal factors. What are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? And the bottom two are external. External meaning the opportunity in the market, in the environment, and the threats in the market or in the environment. And that's why it's very important to know that. We have control over the top two ones. Not really, we don't really have control over the external ones. The next one is a marketing mix. Do we know what's a marketing mix? Do we know that we are a product as people? Each one of us is a product that we're trying to sell to get a promotion. I want you to think about yourself as a product that you're trying to sell to someone else to promote you. So trying to sell something, what do you get in return?
Position, money.
Money, money. When you sell a product, you get money, right? A price. That price is your salary. The product is you. The place is where you work. And the promotion is how you brand yourself. So any marketing mix has what we call 4 P's. Product, price, place, and promotion. So this is your employee, prospective employee. Your product is your solution that you offer, is you. The place, your responsibilities or the place you want to work. Your price is your salary, and promotion is your advertising or branding. So it's the set of actually, yes, please.
Where would job satisfaction fall into that? Because perhaps you're not targeting salary, you're targeting job satisfaction.
It will be you as a product. What is it that you want to the next level? And a lot of people that are looking for promotion or even moving from their position is because they're not satisfied where they are. So you are the product. It's your internal desire of moving forward. So the product is you, price, place, and promotion. The vision and mission. Vision without execution is hallucination. That's what Thomas Edison said. And it's true. We can dream from here to eternity. And unless we put these dreams into action and execute them, we will never know. And by the way, the minute that you start acting, the first step is the most difficult one. But they say the 1,000-mile marathon starts with 1 step. And it's true. Just do that first step and start going on, and things will come after that. And ask for help. Always ask for help. That's why there is a great mentorship program here in the city, and I know 2 of them are here, and they can vouch for the program. It's a great program, so look for mentors everywhere around you. So what does vision and mission mean? Do we know what a vision and mission mean?
Vision is where is something that you can either help or, make a difference in. What is it out there that you want to focus on? And mission is how do you get to that goal?
Beautifully said. Yes.
What is it? It's an idea, the vision, and mission is how to execute it.
That's another way to put it. The vision answers the question, why? And it should be inspiring. So your vision has to be you need to know what you want in life. This is your vision. The vision for, and the vision, we call it vision because it's something that you need to see. And when you see, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and you can actually enroll people in seeing your vision and believing in what you believe. And it becomes very powerful. Like we say, for example, vision, when Gandhi said, I want, be the change that you want to see in the world. He didn't say to plan or to strategize, he said see, that was his vision. When Martin Luther King had a vision, he said, I believe and I had a dream. Again, it's a vision that and when he said why he believed or why he dreamed, he enrolled people with him to follow him as a leader. So you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. In your position now, why is it that you're doing? And you have to have a reason why you're doing this. I mean, your job has to be part of your passion. If you don't have that passion, every morning that you're gonna wake up, you say, oh God, it's still Tuesday. You know, you're gonna drag your feet. You have to really love what you do. And if you're not satisfied to answer your question, look for something else that will satisfy you. Life is too short to be unhappy in a job. We spend a lot more time in our jobs. If it's not fulfilling to your satisfaction, if you don't feel that you're growing, that means that you reach your limit. Look for the next job. If you are fine, it's okay. And next job could be, like I said, lateral transfers, another department, even fire department, police department. At least here in the city, you're lucky. You have so many entities that you can transfer to. You're not just somewhere, you know? Like, even if you work in public works, you can go to probably BWP or, I don't know if I'm correct in that statement, but you can just transfer into different entities within the city. So going to that, everything starts with a vision. And the vision is what is it that you want to become? Like you said, Elaine, I mean, you said it beautifully, and it answered the question, why? How does your future looks? This is your vision. How you see yourself going in the next year, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, and you have to build that vision. And then the mission is how you achieve that one. So like you said, you put exactly what is it that you're going to do to achieve. So the vision, if the vision is to be the head of a department, for example, why you want to do it? Because you want to offer better service to the community, because you want to develop the people, your team, because you want to bring more solutions, you want to bring more positive environment to the work environment that you live in, because the only way to increase revenues is to have better harmony, is to have your employees engaged. So if you offer positive environment, you can include all that. You know, do we know the difference between having a positive environment and negative environment at work? It's the harmony. You know that the Gallup research did a research and they found that only 30% of the employees in the United States are engaged. The rest is either disengaged or actively disengaged, meaning they don't even care anymore. And they become so toxic that they also infect the people next to them. And disengaged are what we call the daydreamers. They just walk and they just get a paycheck at the end of the month. So creating a positive environment will decrease absenteeism, will increase morality, will decrease turnover, and people will be happy to come to work every day, and that increases revenues, and that increases productivity. So this is just by saying positive environment, see how many things got under it? And it can become a brand. This is what you do. So this is about your vision and your mission. So vision is the why you're doing what you're doing, and the mission, what is it that you're doing to achieve that why. And it describes how you do it different than others. Like, for example, I have so many mission and visions, but one of them is a personal vision and mission statement that I put together is, I am a diversity and inclusion advocate. I want to minimize or decrease discrimination in the world by inspiring people to be empathetic and accepting of others. I told you in 30 seconds what is it that I love, how I'm going to do it, and who I'm going to do it to. And that's why you need to be very focused on how you present yourself. So if someone in an interview starts by asking you, talk to me about yourself, in 30 seconds, you can say what you do. And for example, you can say, I am, like for example, a customer service manager. I am a customer service manager that has been working for the city for the last 3 years. I increased engagement between the employees by 20%, increased the satisfaction of our customers on the phone by 25% in the last 2 years, thus increasing our satisfaction reports by whatever. So you already said who you are, what you do, and actual results that are what we say quantity. You put a figure, instead of telling me just I increased customer satisfaction, you said by 25%. So I already see what is it that you can bring here. And you said it in less than 30 seconds. So if you solve problems, for example, in systems or in training programs, you need to say that you increased engagement of people that attended training development by 15% in 1 year or whatever. You need to quantify what you do all the time. We're moving little bit by little bit to getting a little bit more advanced in the branding, so you need to quantify what value you're actually offering. Okay? This is the mission statement of Burbank, by the way, of the city of Burbank. Do we know it? Okay. It's a place with a rich history, diverse cultures. The mission is to provide safe, desirable, and healthy environment. So they tell you exactly what is it that they do, how they do it, and what is it that they do. So this is the mission of the city of Burbank. Branding. In branding, by the way, branding involves emotional engagement. So you need to engage the people in front of you. And how you engage people in front of you is by telling a story. So you share a little bit of yourself. So you cannot then stand behind a fence.
Well, I'm here.
You cannot stand behind the fence and think that this is the way I'm going to engage people. They're not going to get engaged. So you need to actually involve yourself a little bit with emotional engagement. And this is by stories, by knowing who you are. When Nike sells their new shoes for $300 in very poor communities, you see children wearing it, right? The parents, you know that they can't afford it, but what does Nike does? They bring the biggest star of these days, either it's Kobe or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at that time, or Magic Johnson wearing those shoes, so the kids feel that emotional attachment to Nike because they want to be like their hero. So they keep bugging their parents till they buy those pair of shoes. It's about, branding is about emotional attachment. So you need to attach the brain and the heart. Think about your favorite brands and how they make you feel. Like for example, when I say Volvo, what comes to your mind?
Safety.
Safety. Because this is the image they reflect on you, right? So if you heard every day about an accident involving a Volvo car, would you feel the same about the brand?
No.
Exactly. So it's about what you project to others. When we think about BMWs, what do we think about?
Luxury.
Luxury. When we think about Angelina Jolie, what do we think about?
Oh, never mind.
What do we think about?
Billy Bob Thornton.
What?
It's a Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay. Wow, that's
I know, it was a while ago.
Okay.
She's not Humanitarian.
Humanitarian. What else?
Oh,
Beautiful.
Children.
Children. Cancer. Right? Because it's becoming part of your brand. So it's about each one of us, we need to think about that. And I want you to know that you can be everything to everybody. If you try to do that, you'll be nothing to no one. So you need to carve that niche and know exactly what your brand is. What is branding? It's how others perceive you, and your brand is the promise about what you're going to do. And brand is part of your unique qualities and transferable skills that we talked about. Because all this is part of you. Your communication, your conflict resolution, your time management, your goal setting, you achieving your goals on time, under budget, your good communication, your building your team, you know, your learning experience, your effectiveness, your positive environment, all that is part of your brand. You need to think about all that, and I don't know if you ever thought about you in such a full picture. You're not your job. You're not your job description. You are way more than that. You are also maybe a volunteer in a nonprofit. You are a mother, you are a father, you are a friend, you're a daughter, you're a son, you're a husband, you're a wife. You are, all that becomes part of your brand. And you need to think about you like all over person, not only the person that comes here from 8 to 4 or from 9 to 5. It's more global than that. Cultural awareness. What did we do? Okay. It's cultural awareness. Cross-cultural competence is what could be part of your branding. It tells a story. So who's your audience? Now you need to think, who's your audience? Who you want to impress? Your supervisor to get you a promotion? A hiring manager in another department? A recruiter? An HR manager? Who is it that you want to impress? What industry you're going for? Like we said, you need to list all the job titles that you want to go to. You need to think about it. What are they looking for? What is the culture of the department that you work in? We know that every organization has a culture and every department has a culture, right? So you need to know that. You need somehow, even if you're not getting involved in politics, you need to know how things are done. What is your manager or the manager in that position is considered good in an employee? Do they value more time management than goal setting? Do they value more engagement and positive environment than analytical skills? Because everybody has preferences, and you need to know these preferences so you can cater to that. And you know, when you go to a position, don't have, and we're going to talk about resumes, don't have only one resume. Your resume is not a set, 2 papers that you present to everybody. If you do that, you're signing your own death certificate. Your resume has to be adaptable. Your resume has to match every single position that you are trying to apply to. Even if it's the same title. But it demands different things. You have to show that on your resume. There is something on every position that we call keywords. You have to use these keywords in your resume. Because you know what? 80% of the resumes are not seen by a human eye. They are scanned by a machine. You can be the best candidate ever if you don't brand yourself properly with the proper wording in your resume is going to be on the do not contact list. That's why you need to be very aware. You need to control your brand so other people do not control your brand. And that's why we're doing this session today. What is their expectation and what is the values that they are looking for into their employees? Basically, what's their culture? So in order for a hiring manager to fill a position, to get someone hired, for you to get that promotion, you need to think about what's their needs, their wants, and what drives them. So you need to know that a hiring manager always wants to fill that position as soon as they can. So when you help them by explaining to them how you can help them fill that position and get results and be the right person in the right place, that's how fast you can get hired. So you need to know what is it that really this position entitled. So you need to do a research in whatever position you're going to. You need to research the manager, you need to research the department, even if you have to ask other people or the people that was before you in that position. You need to research. It's like a project. You need to strategize for it to know where to go. And I know that in your mind you might be thinking, that's a lot of work. Yes, it is. And it's a lot of time. Yes, it is. But think about it this way. This is your future. If you do not invest in your own future, do you expect anyone else to invest in your future? That would be really not really thinking great in a great way. If we think that someone is going to care about our future more than we do. So we need to work to talk the walk and walk the talk. So now coming to USP, and this is the most challenge that people have. USP is your unique selling proposition. What is it that you do that no one else does? What is your edge? And you need to know that. So do we know what is our unique selling proposition here? Does anyone know what is it that they do that no one else does? Yes?
I take needs from diverse parts of the community and I bring them together in a new program that's unique.
Beautiful. Cross-cultural competence. See how it is that you need to explain it right and just name it right to cross-cultural competence in communities. Bring communities together. That's beautiful. Thank you, Elaine. Who else? Your unique selling proposition is basically your value proposition that makes you stand out. And if you cannot articulate is it, your best qualities and skills and talents, do you think how I'm going to know? If you don't share your story with me, if you don't share your skills with me, how would I know? Think about it for a second. That's why I said in the beginning, you need to brag a little bit about yourself. You need to let me know who you are and what are your skills and talents. Think about what's your edge, what stands out about you, what's unique about you, what differentiates you from other people. And don't tell me I'm a good worker, you know, and I follow up. That's great, but every other person will say that I follow up. How do you follow up is what makes a difference. How do you deliver is what makes a difference. How you make people feel is what makes a difference. Even your passion in what you do can make the difference. Blank stares. It's like blank stares. So what added value do you offer? Let's move to the next part of that. We all have value, so you need to know your value. There is employer value and there is employee value. So the employee, you are a cost, but you can also be a benefit. So the cost that you are to the employer, the cost that you are to the city of Burbank is the money, the time, the energy, and the psychological cost. But your value is your knowledge, your skills, your leadership, and the image value, which is the brand. Because remember, you represent City of Burbank. So the better your brand is as a person, the more City of Burbank is proud to have you. So this is the value that you offer to the city. And you need to know that balance. You need to know these scales. What is it that they pay for you, and what's your value? And you have to know and you have to define that the value that you offer weighs a lot more than your cost. And you need to articulate it. You need to say. And I know it's very difficult for a lot of people to talk about themselves, but you need to do that in a professional way. And it's not, again, being delusional. And it's not about thinking that you are someone that you're not. But it's about knowing yourself inside out and articulating it with confidence. No one is born that way. I was not born that way. I can tell you that I can go anywhere and I can sell the services that I do with no problem. Because I had to go through that exercise, and it wasn't an overnight thing. It was like over and over, but I keep writing, and every year I go through that exercise again, because we grow all the time. Your knowledge gets bigger, your skills get more, your talent increases. So you need to always keep bringing that side. But it's very important to start and be committed and taking it forward. And not just go to a class, oh, it was nice and I heard about that, but you never follow up. A lot of small businesses, when I ask them, what's your vision and mission? And it should come like that. Because they're in business. I mean, they choose to open a business. Oh, it's in my business plan. What is it doing there? It has to be your vision. It has to be your mission. Not you hired someone to write a business plan for you. It's about your passion in what you do. So, elevator pitch. Elevator pitch, we talked about it. And elevator pitch, it has to say, what is your unique position, your unique skills, your passions. The employer will know why to hire you, and it has to have a call to action at the end. It has to be attractive. So the call to action could be, let me know how I can help you, or how can I move forward. You have to ask a question at the end to keep that dialogue going, to keep that conversation going. So we need to think, the elevator pitch and unique selling proposition are almost the same thing, but they are different things. Selling proposition meaning, what is it that you do? What is your edge? What is it that you love to do? What is it that you would do even if you're not paid for it? I want you to think about that for a second. Okay. So the common personal mistakes of branding is not controlling your presence, obviously not knowing what to say. Let people decide who you are. Being negative, and a lot of people are just negative. I'm like, well, I don't know, what is it gonna matter anyhow? No one is gonna do anything for me. I'm not getting anywhere, so why should I even care? And people that are like, you tell me if you were to hire someone. Would you hire someone that's negative?
No.
So don't be that person. And over-communicating, being selfish, expecting instant results. It will not happen. It takes time. Lacking of goals or direction, not being focused, and only caring about branding yourself only when you're looking for a job. Branding is a 24/7 job. This is something that you do all the time. Like because I do social media also, a big part of my branding is being on social media every day, educating people, helping people. So before coming here, I make sure that I send the posts that I want to put on all my social media throughout the day. So I don't have to worry about it. So my brand is consistent. I'm not there, but I'm still doing every day what I'm doing. Okay, so it's about being consistent.